With several of the Week 1 starting quarterbacks currently out, Colin Kaepernick's agent has contacted some of those teams that could use his client services. Kaepernick has reportedly been working out 5 days a week for 3 years now and says he is in the best shape of his life. His last game in the NFL was Week 17 of the 2016 season, which is crazy to think about. Shannon, you think anybody will give Kaepernick a shot?
Unfortunately, I don't. I think the only thing that has changed over the last 2.5 years, Skip, is that the quarterbacks that's been injured are higher profile. We've had quarterbacks get injured before, but they weren't of the caliber of these guys.
Yep.
That's the only thing that's changed. 6 months after he retired, Jay Cutler got called out of the booth. 6 months after he retired, Josh McCown got called. Colin Kaepernick hadn't gotten a call, not 6 months. I mean, teams brought him in and talked to him, but nobody with a realistic, I don't think any of those teams that called Colin Kaepernick in realistic had any desire to give him an opportunity to perform a duty. I just don't believe that. No one has asked for him to work out. And Skip, normally, when teams want you, they call your agent. They call you. You don't have to put a call in.
That's true.
And the question is, yeah, okay, you called, but how many of those have called you back? And I look at it like this, Skip. Still, if it's been a huge story, and I think what he's done was unbelievable. I think it was warranted. I think it was justified. He just won the Nike ad just won a creative Emmy. But a team that signs Colin Kaepernick, what Colin Kaepernick is known for is not what he did in the Super Bowl. You know, I think his first game, the quarterback, Lamar Jackson, threw for 250, ran for 120. Do you know Colin Kaepernick had a game in a divisional round of the playoff in which he threw for 270 and ran for 181?
Against the Packers.
He did that in a playoff game.
Yeah.
Wow.
And nobody's called. Skip, unfortunately for me, I do not believe if someone didn't call 6 months after, it's hard for me to believe. They've gone out of their way. Skip, Matt Moore is on the roster. They took Josh Johnson, who'd been on like 10 or 11 teams, who had been out of the league for 3, 4, 5 years, and brought him back. They're getting guys people have never heard of and giving them opportunities. And when they ask about Kaepernick, yeah, we do our due diligence. We just try to find the best player. Really? We know what you're doing. The man, look, there's no other way around it. He got whiteballed. He didn't get blackballed because ain't no black owners. And nobody in position that was good to hire Colin Kaepernick that had Colin Kaepernick pigment in his skin. All that was, the ownership says, no, we're not dealing. And Skip, if a team were to sign Colin Kaepernick, the one thing they say they don't like is distraction. I don't believe it'll be a distraction, but it's going to be a news story. And I'm not just talking about sports news. I'm talking about CNN. I'm talking about our parent company, Big Fox. I'm talking about CNBC. I'm talking about everything.
Absolutely.
They don't want that. And unfortunately for me, Skip, I do not believe a team is going to give Colin Kaepernick a call. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't believe it's going to happen.
By the way, to your point about his playoff games that he played, he actually beat Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau.
He beat Aaron Rodgers twice. He went back up there the next year and beat him.
And if today's rules had been in place, Colin Kaepernick, I believe, would be wearing a Super Bowl ring because the last throw of that game to Crabtree, I thought Crabtree got interfered with, and if you could have reviewed that, I believe they would, again, it would have decided the Super Bowl, and that's what you don't really want to have happen when it comes to a judgment call. But I think it would have been ruled interference. I think they would have won the game, but that's just me.
And before you go, Skip, in the championship game in which he lost, he rushed for another 130 against Seattle. But nobody could use that.
Okay, so now Cam Newton is 50-50 to be able to play at Arizona against Kyler Murray, and his backup is Kyle Allen, who was undrafted. He actually once beat out Kyler Murray at Texas A&M, believe it or not. But he's the backup, and a kid I really like, Will Greer's the third quarterback. But would Colin Kaepernick be better than, right now, today, Kyle Allen or Will Greer? You better believe he would be. Do I think he's better than Teddy Bridgewater? I do. Now, Colin hasn't played for 2 years, but in his day, in his time, was he better? Yes. Yes. Is he better than Mason Rudolph will be for the Pittsburgh Steelers? You better believe he is. How about that Minshew, that Gardner Minshew kid?
Jacksonville.
Yeah, the Washington State kid. No, come on, seriously?
What about Luke Falk?
How about Luke Falk? How about Luke
I
Falk?
shouldn't laugh.
Yeah.
What about anybody in Miami?
How about
You
Josh
look at those
Rosen?
situations.
How about Josh Rosen? Okay,
Yes.
it's like sadly laughable.
It is, it is,
laughable,
it is.
laughable,
That's
laughable,
what
laughable.
it is.
Okay, so we keep doing this and we keep arriving at the same destination. It just feels like the ship sailed. It's just not going to happen. And it just tears me apart, but it's just not going to happen because they can get away with it.
Yes.
So I'm actually surprised that Collins representatives are now putting it out there that, oh, well, he's staying in shape.
Right.
He's getting up early every morning.
Right.
Okay, I don't doubt that. I don't know if he's in football shape, but could he get in football shape in a couple of weeks? Sure,
get
he
in shape
could.
by playing football.
Yeah,
Skip,
okay.
look, and I respect his desire to keep training after opportunity after opportunity. He sees opportunity presents itself, but none of those opportunities are presented to him. So I admire him to keep training, hoping that opportunity comes. And just in case it does come, he'll be prepared. But Skip, I just don't believe it. And like you said, we keep arriving at the same destination. The only difference is we're using different modes of transportation to get there. That's it. It's the same thing. I mean, Skip, we've seen guys, we saw Tannehill get hurt. And what did they do? They called Jay Cutler out of the booth.
Yeah.
We've had 50 opportunities.
Yes!
There
Colin
have been
Kaepernick.
so many
Yes!
examples already.
I don't know where else to go with this.
No.
Look, history will look very fondly on what Colin Kaepernick did.
I believe so.
His contribution was historical.
Yes.
And you can never take that away. And my only surprise is I thought he would segue into becoming a social justice crusader because he is so powerful as a speaker. He's eloquent. When he decided to speak as a 49er, whew, he would make you sit back and really think. And he could speak his actions. You know, he could put it into words, strong words. And I keep waiting for him to seize the reins that could be there for him, but he stays in the background. He stays pretty quiet. Okay, the Nike ad just won the Emmy, but that was an ad.
Right.
Okay.
And the thing is, Skip, is that everybody keeps speaking for Cap.
Yep.
That's what I was
Agent
gonna
says, I'm
say.
putting out calls, and, you know, I've called several schemes. Cap didn't say anything.
Nope.
His girlfriend says he'd be willing to accept the backup role. Well, I didn't hear that from Cap.
Nope.
Everybody keeps speaking for Cap.
Yeah. Do you
So-
think the public opinion would shift in a positive way if they heard from him? Because I think if he came out and said how badly he wanted this and you heard it from him, I think the public could get behind him in a way that could change this.
Well, probably so, but the way he looks at it, see, he looks at it like this. No other quarterback has had to publicly come out and say,
I understand
but they're not in your situation.
True.
Yeah.
So you can't take a situation that's very, very unique. We've never seen anything like this before, Skip. So a unique circumstance needs a unique set of rules and how you get yourself out of that situation. So you just can't say, well, you haven't seen anybody else say they want to play, or anybody else had to go through what I needed to go through. Well, you chose this path. You had to understand that what was coming along with it, Skip. It's hard for me to believe that he thought that I'm going to do this and everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
So I believe he was very calculated in what he was doing. He knew that he would get some backlash. Now, maybe not to this extent, because he's like, well, hold on. I was just a couple of years removed from the Super Bowl. So, I mean, obviously I can still play. And there are guys that have done far worse than taking a knee. Not that this was bad at all. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying guys have done worse things than being given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. I've done nothing, committed no crime, never been in trouble. And but that's just hard for me to believe, Skip, that after he took this stance in 2016, he left the game in January. His last game was in January of 2017. And 6 months later, no one called. Here we are. So we're almost 3 years, Skip.
Yeah, we're going into a third
Going into
year.
the third year, and nobody's calling. It's just hard for me to believe.
My question is, in his heart of hearts, does he really believe somebody in this league would give him an opportunity, or is he just trying to turn up the heat on the league by reminding everybody, I'm still here and I'm still without a job?
Yeah, but here's the thing, Skip. Like I said, the people that watch the videos that he's releasing, or him throwing the football to Odell, or him working out, none of those people have a title that can give him a job. I don't think GMs are scouring social media, Skip, looking like, oh, there's a video of Cap working out. Oh, he was throwing the ball to Odell this summer. It's us, you, the people that's on social media. But we don't we're not in position to give Cap a job.
No.
It's sad. It's at this point, I just don't really know where we can go with it, Skip. I don't know. There's nothing you and I can do. We've talked about this, and we know what I hate to say it is what it is, but we know what it is. And we know why it is.
Yep. and just me, I'm not sure I want to watch Colin Kaepernick have to stand on the sideline with the clipboard as the third string or second string quarterback. He deserves way better than that.
I just believe he stands, at this point, Skip, I believe he stands to lose more than gain. Because if he comes back and he doesn't go well, what is everybody going to say? See, I told you. It would have been the same thing earlier. All you guys that were trumpeting his call is that he could play, yada, yada, yada. I think he's built an unbelievable platform. We know what had happened, and I think Colin is going to have to. You hate to say he's going to be. I think he's resigned. I think he deep down. I think he knows. I'm not getting an opportunity.
Agreed.
We have this discussion, and unfortunately, we've come to the same conclusion every single time. Not change. And we're just going to have to leave it at that for now, unless we learn a bit more. But here's one game or two games that are already making history, the Cowboys and Patriots. So their games haven't even started, but which one has a better shot to cover a gigantic spread?